fact, on that, as we were developing the estimates, I can remember frequent meetings with Doug Berman. We can go back to some of the budget process with Doug. But he would ask for, correctly, sensitivity analysis. So what would happen if the economy was going this way? What would happen if it was only a 2% growth or 3% growth? What would the impact be on the income tax? So we would do a lot of that modeling for him in OMB. And basically, we would be coming back with answers that say, whoa, we may not have enough bandwidth in this income tax rate that you're increasing. We may need to be increasing these rates a little bit more in the middle income brackets to generate the kind of money we think we need if the economy is slackening off. So I'm not sure exactly who that debate was going on with, but I know Doug was asking the right question of what kind of sensitivity do these rate structures have to the income tax that we expect to collect. We arrived at whatever the decision was, however it was determined, and the monies weren't coming in. So what do? Well, the first year, we sold a road. Right, about $400 million. It was part of, I believe, Route 95 that went into the New Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah, the piece from the Turnpike to the George Washington Bridge.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. So the idea was, so who did we sell it to? We sold it to the Turnpike. Where did they get the money? Well, they had bond capacity that they hadn't used. So in discussions between the Turnpike, the Transportation Commissioner, the State Treasurer, we were actually involved on the periphery, because it was a decision, a very high policy. Was the governor going to call this or not? I mean, we certainly could figure out how it's going to factor into the budget. So we needed that $400 million. And then we also made adjustments to what's called the public utility, gross receipts and franchise taxes, and changed the whole way in which that was levied and collected, which generated to the state government about $1.3 billion over a 4-year period of time, incrementally. So we used that in the same year that was the first year of the income tax. So even with the income tax increasing, even with the sales tax increases, we had to do these other things to get through the budget, like selling a road, changing the utility tax. So the continual pressure remained on the state budget. The next year, for example, we continued to have problems. Why? Because the economy continued to creep along. Mandated T&E law was now law, so we had more school aid we had to increase. Medicaid was still popping along. The monies weren't coming in, so we did a few other things. We restructured the pension system. Couple things.
Explain that. How does one
traditionally,
restructure a pension
well,
system?
a couple simple ones. Traditionally, the value of the pension assets was based upon book value. We switched it to market value, which was, in everybody's mind, the right thing to do. Most people value the asset at market value, not the book value. So if you bought a bond at $5,000 and it's now at $5,200, you take it at the market value. So that had an impact. And we raised the interest rate assumption as to what we thought the investments would earn. I forget the exact percentages, but I think it was something like 7.8% to 8.8%. So what does that do? Well, it assumes over a period of time that we're going to raise more money from investment earnings than we otherwise would have if we kept it at a lower rate. I don't want to get into all the details of the pension machinations. And then we also made that book value and market value retroactive to a year.
How does that impact the immediate budget?
Therefore, instead of, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but the total savings over a 2-year period of time was $700 million. Not a small number. So instead
because it reduces the amount that the state has to contribute to the pension
correct.
to stay current? Okay.
Yeah. Under normal process, from the actuary's point of view, he knows how much money the employee is contributing based upon current statute. He takes an estimate of what the investment portfolio is going to be earned, and that difference, called the ARC, the amount of has to be put in there to keep it funded at 100%, is X. Well, if we're able to say to him, well, we have a different model here for investment earnings, and we're going to change it to market value, then he says, well, you don't need X, you need X minus something. And therefore, that savings was built into the budget. And that actually impacted 2 fiscal years.